basically there are two types of model. One is the exogenous and endogenous. Exogenous means it's a combination. Exogenous construct means exogenous constructs are the latent multi-item equivalent to independent variables. They use a variate linear combination of measures to represent the construct, which act as an independent variables. Exogenous means independent variables. Okay. Now, the example of exogenous latent variable, the arrow from customer, this oval shape to rectangle, so it is a reflective measurement model. So arrow decide whether this measurement model reflective or formative. Okay, so in this example, the customer expectation, it is one construct, and there are three independent variables: ce1, ce2, ce3. Ce means it's a short form of the question, and the customer expectations can be determined by using three questions. I expect this hotel to serve me in an adequate manner. It should have excellent service of the hotel. So these are the three questions. It's a exogenous. Exogenous means x1, x2, x3. So, and another is the endogenous construct. Endogenous means all the variable dependent, all are independent variable like cl1, cl2, cl3, but it is also a reflective measurement model because they are, these three variables are not forming. So arrow decide whether my model formative or reflective. So here it is reflective measurement model, but the construct endogenous or latent. Endogenous constructs are latent multi-item equivalent to dependent variables, and you can see the picture of this endogenous because customer loyalty dependent variable or endogenous, and these are the three the dependent variables. Now the path model developed based on, again now the path model developed based on theory. So if we want to perform PLS-SEM, so we should follow the theory. Without theory, we should not use structural equation modeling. Theory is a set of systematic related hypotheses developed following scientific method that can be used to explain and predict outcomes. Okay, there's a theory of plant behavior. So many theory हैं, the stress की theory है, depression की theory है, एंजाइटी की थ्योरी है, परसेप्शन की थ्योरीज हैं, लर्निंग की थ्योरीज हैं, मोटिवेशन की बहुत सारी थ्योरीज हैं. सो द टू टाइप्स theory required to develop path model. One is measurement theory and second is structural theory. Measurement theory, it is nothing but confirmatory factor analysis, and structural theory means a structural model. Okay, so it's a measurement model. So we need two theory. One is measurement theory and another structural theory. Measurement theory or measurement model can be divided into two parts. One is formative measurement model. Okay, measurement. So in this diagram there are two measurement model. The measurement model, there are two. One is left hand side, here you can see, and another is right hand side. So when all the three variables forming this construct, it is formative because these three independent variables forming the construct, that is why it is known as formative measurement model. Formative. Okay, measurement model means it's a it's a only the, I am talking about only the latent variable or construct and the measured variables. Measured variables may be dependent variables and independent variables. Okay, another is reflective measurement model. So measurement model maybe two types, formative and measurement model. Now, the formative measurement model, the directional, the causal indicators, the directional arrows are pointing from indicator to variables to the construct. Okay, so these are the indicators: kindness, ability, integrity. These are forming the trust. Okay, trust can be developed if someone has high kindness, ability, integrity. And another, these three independent variables forming the blood pressure. One is stress. If you have more stress, more weight, alcohol, then your blood pressure may be increased. So blood pressure affected by these three independent variables: stress, weight, alcohol, or we can say these three variables forming the blood pressure. These are the regions, causes. Okay, and the reflective measurement model, this is our reflective measurement model. Direction of arrow is from the construct to indicators. Reflective measurements measures have an error term associated with each indicator. Okay, this is my x1 and this is y1, and the another term I did not include here, error term sigma 1. Okay, so these are the reflective because the arrow from oval shape to rectangle. So customer satisfaction, how will we find the customer satisfaction? So by using these three, if someone highly satisfied, it is we can say customer is satisfied. If a customer recommended our product to others, it means he is satisfied, because one, when you satisfied, then you can recommend to others. If you are not satisfied with any product, you will not recommend to your friend this product. Same as you will revisit. Okay, so these are the reflections or reflective indicators. Now the high blood pressure, if I have high blood pressure, then what will I feel? The headache, fatigue, chest pain, these are the causes. So because this high blood pressure causing these three, if blood pressure is normal, then there is no problem of headache, fatigue, chest pain. If blood pressure is high, then I may feel headache, fatigue, and chest pain. So these are the reflective measurement model. Now, the structural theory shows how the latent variables are related to each other. Sequence of construct based on theory and left to right. Okay, this is a theory of plant behavior. Yesterday, I performed this theory of plant behavior in CBSEM MOS software. So there are 5 constructs, and the CBSEM should be used. When should we use the CBSEM? When we want to confirm or reject theory through hypothesis testing. Basically, in a quantitative research, we test or confirm the theories. When the sample size is large, so the sample size is large. For example, in my case study in the theory of plant behavior, total 17 measured variables. So what should be the sample size for performing the CBSEM? So generally we should take at least 10 times of number of variables. So sample size, if my sample size is good, high, then we can perform the CBSEM in in MO software. The data is normally distributed, and it is most importantly, the model is correctly specified. When we correctly specified model, correctly specification means, so when we specify our model, it should be theoretically based. It means the purchase behavior, it is endogenous, so we cannot take it here, the attitude. So we cannot replace the purchase behavior with attitude. So we cannot take if I take attitude and purchase behavior here, purchase behavior, so it is not correctly specified model. So theory suggests which one is endogenous construct and which one is the exogenous construct. So if we do not specify correctly our model, then we will not get the good results. Okay, so the model is correctly specified. Limitations of the CBSEM. CBSEM needs 5 to 10 observation, means per indicator. If I am taking 17 indicators, then the 10 times of the sample size necessary to perform the CB analysis. Although if my sample size below the 10 ratio, so but desirable is it should be the sample size should be 10:1 ratio. If you are taking 5 indicators, then sample size should be 10 times. But if your sample size less than 10 times, then we can perform, but it should be 5 to 10 per observation. CBSEM required data be normally distributed. Normally distributed means the shape of the distribution of data should be normally distributed. So the if shape of the data, it is look like this bell shape. Bell means घंटी, जैसे मंदिर में घंटी होती है. It's a, if my shape of the normal curve like this, then it is good. But sometimes it is not necessary that this always we obtain the normally distributed data, because there may be problem of skewness, and skewness my data may be the shape of the distribution may be positive skewness and the negative skewness in the data. Positive skewness means when you are using your model in 5-point Likert scale. 1 means strongly disagree, 2 means disagree, 3 means neutral, 4 means agree, and 5 means strongly agree. Okay, so these are the options like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it is Y means frequencies. So it's a 5, 10, 20, 25, and 30. If in our questionnaire maximum people are taking 1, 2, 1, 2, sometimes it's a trend. You send your questionnaire to the respondent, and all the statements in the form of a Likert scale 1 to 5. So generally people take trend, they take 4, 5, 4, 5, or they take 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So when people take 1, 2, 1, 2, it means frequency of the 1 or 2. In case of the sample size 100, if the 30 people are taking 1 and 35 people are taking option 2, and rest of the 35 people are taking 3, 4, 5, it means maximum people are taking option 1 or 2. So it's a problem of skewness. So my data is skewed because concentration of data in a lower tail or left hand side. So it's a case of positive skewness, positive skewness. And the another, when people take the 4, 5, 4, 5, it means maximum people are giving their opinion either 4 or 5. Then concentration of data on right hand side, so there may be it's a negative, it's a it's a negative it's a negative the it's a negative negative skewness, uh, it's a negative skewness. So in a CBSEM, the data requires data should be normally distributed. Okay, and the other condition, CBSEM require recommended minimum three items per construct. It's a uh, if we do not have three items per construct, we cannot perform CBSEM in AMOS. We cannot perform because model, there are three types of the model. One is the under identified model. Sorry, under identified, under identified, under identify model, and second is just identified, just identified model, and third is over identified model. So in a CBSEM, we need just this here. When our model is the just identify, then we can take it the this model. So the under identify model we cannot perform in a CBSEM. So so the CBSEM can be performed only just identified and over identified model. So the over identify means when the construct, this construct has more than three items means, for example, this is construct if it has the four variable x1, x2, x3, x4, x4. So now we can say it's a it is the over identify model. If we take only three, then it is just identify model. If we take only two indicators in a construct, then it is under identify, and we cannot run this model in MOS software. So it's a minimum items per requirement is at least we need three items to perform the structural equation modeling in MOS. Okay. Now the CBSEM cannot perform formative measurement model. Hello, 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 and CBSEM cannot perform formative measurement model. और देखिए ये जो कंडीशन है जो मैंने कल डिस्कस किया था, CBSEM cannot perform. हेलो, हाँ, नहीं डॉक्टर शैलेश कौशल बोल रहा हूँ. नहीं आप कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं? अच्छा, मैडम मैं तो उनका भाई हूँ, प्रोफेसर हूँ लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी में, डॉक्टर अशोक जी का. तो मैं हाँ वो भाई साहब का नंबर है, आप बात कर लीजिए उनसे, है ना. ठीक मैडम, मैं भी एक्चुअली जी कर लीजिए. So the condition is we cannot perform the formative measurement model in MOS. Okay, so I'm just taking your if you have any query. मैं अभी क्वेरी देखता हूँ, कोई मैसेज तो नहीं आया, चैट बॉक्स में भी कोई नहीं आया. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है, अगर कोई आपकी क्वेरी है तो वो आप उसमें लिख दीजिए. मैं अब आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ, इसको आगे फिर एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ. ठीक है, तो ये कंडीशन है कि एटलीस्ट द सैंपल साइज, बट in PLS SEM, if we have one indicator, one item per construct, then we can perform. The limitation of the CBSEM, strength of the CBSEM. Now the theory of plant behavior. This is the theory of plant behavior. So here the same thing in the theory of plant behavior, you can see this. When we apply theory of plant behavior in CBSEM, it means there is a covariance. There is covariance among the construct. So it's a covariance. It's a covariance relationship. But same model when we apply in PLS SEM, then we do not take the covariance, because it is regression based. Basically, our results based on regression. So it's a exogenous construct and it is endogenous construct. So same model. So here we do not take these covariances in PLS regression. So this is the biggest difference between CB. CB means covariance based. So we do not take covariances among the exogenous construct, and the we take this model in PLS SEM. This would be the PLS SEM, and we perform it in a smart PLS software, this model. Okay, so same. The only difference, we do not take covariance with the two or more exogenous construct. Now the after that, the PLS SEM, the PLS SEM alternative to the CBSEM. Now question, why should we use PLS SEM, and what are the advantages of this model PLS SEM? When applications is have little available theory, sometimes research scholars complain that we do not have enough research paper to find the CBSEM. We have very less theories or very little literature available to perform the structural equation modeling. If we have little theory or less literature review available regarding the particular theory, then it is useful to perform the PLS SEM. When the same thing, when we apply there, we do not get the good results in a CBSEM or in a MOS. So the application have little available theory. And the second advantage of the PLS SEM, when sample size is small, if you are taking 20 questions and your sample size is 40 or 50, then we can perform the PLS SEM in a smart PLS. So again, the advantage. But in a CBSEM, ideally the sample size should be 8 to 10 times of the number of variables. But here we are not 8 to 10 times number of variables, but we are not taking here the 8 to 10 times. If the sample size 2 or 3 times of the number of variables, then we can perform the the PLS SEM. Then predictive accuracy is paramount. Correct model specification cannot be ensured. The PLS SEM used with metric and quasi-metric, or specifically ordinal data also. Ordinal means Likert scale type data 5 point. But we cannot perform it with nominal data. Nominal data or categorical data not desirable either in CBSEM or PLS SEM. So we in a CBSEM, we need to frame our question in either in interval or ratio scale, means data should be metric or continuous data. But if it is my data in an ordinal, in Likert scale type data, then I can perform the PLS SEM. Then handle construct measured with single and multi item measures, means we can perform if we have one variable, one indicator, then we can perform. If one construct has only one indicator, then we can perform the PLS SEM. But in a CBSEM, minimum questions should be the each construct should uh, has three or more three or more questions in a CBSEM. But if we, because if we take two questions per construct in a CBSEM, model would be under identified and we cannot run the model. Model will not run in a CBSEM through CBSEM technique in SPSS. But in PLS SEM, in a smart PLS, we can run if my indicator has only single variable. and easily incorporate reflective and formative measurement model. Formative measurement model. I told you we cannot perform formative measurement model in CBSEM or in AMOS software. We cannot run formative measurement model. It's a limitation of AMOS software or CBSEM, but in a PLS we can perform the formative measurement model also. Then another advantage of the PLS perform complex models with many structural model relations, no causal loop allowed, no causal loops allowed in structural model, only recursive model, no identification. So the limitation of the we causal we can perform only recursive model in CBSEM, but here we can use the non-recursive model also. And identification means under identified model, just identified model, and over identified issues with small sample size we can perform. If under identified means when the construct has less than two items or two questions, or less than three questions, means one or two questions, means under identify. Just identify means the number of questions equal to the means three questions, means the variance covariance terms equal to the number of parameters. When number of parameters are less than the number of variance and covariance terms, then it is over identified model. Highly statistical, the achieve higher level statistical power. Large sample size increase the precision. If our sample size is large, it is good for us. Limitations of the PLS SEM. High valued structural path coefficients are needed if sample size is high. What does it mean, the high value? So if our sample size is less, then the regression coefficient, this is our regression coefficient, then its beta value should be very high, 0.9 or 0.8 something. So structural path coefficient are needed, means high value needed if sample size is less. If sample size is high, then beta may be if your beta is 0.3, it may be significant, but it is not necessary. If your beta value is 8 and sample size is less, it is not necessary it would be significant. So significance, the sample size also influence whether the beta value will be significant or not significant. Problem of multicolority if not handled well. So sometimes the indicators like the x1, x2, x3, these indicators should be unrelated to each other. If all the variables indicators are related, then we can say there is issue of multicollinearity issue. So it should not the only variables should be unrelated to each other. And then the since arrows are always single-headed, it cannot model undirected correlation. So arrow, and then potential lack of complete consistency in score latent variable may result in biased component estimation, loadings, complex loadings and path coefficient. It may create large mean square error of estimation of. So these are the limitation of the PLS SEM. Then after it's a case study of customer loyalty. So I will perform three model. One is reflective measurement model, formative measurement model, and the another is the reflective measurement model. So this is the theory of the or concept of TLS SEM. Now the it's a case study. So the case study we can perform through now. So I will use this case study to perform the TLS SEM. So customer loyalty of ABC Hotel. ABC Hotel is very famous for its hospitality in India. Hospitality sector is one of the most important factor for tourism industry. Good hotels could provide the necessary substructure for tourism. Therefore, the growth in tourism industry in India depends on growth in hotel industry. Hotel industry had a major growth in recent years in India. Therefore, the growth in tourism India depends on growth in hotel industry. So, in this case study, the hotel industry had major growth in recent years in India. Therefore, the purpose of this study to explore the customer satisfaction and loyalty in ABC Hotel. It's a hypothetical case study. Customer loyalty, other variables, an example of latent variable that is multidimensional and difficult to observe directly. So customer loyalty we cannot directly observe. Customer satisfaction we cannot directly observe. These are the latent variables, latent construct. In order to understand the customer loyalty, a survey can be conducted to ask a restaurant patron about their dining experiences. In this hypothetical survey example, restaurant patrons are asked to rate their experience on a scale representing four latent variables. There are four latent variable customer loyalty. It is endogenous, customer satisfaction again, endogenous and hotel image and perceived service quality, exogenous customer. And each construct has three questions. The total number of questions here 12. The customer loyalty scale. So the customer loyalty three question. I prefer to come ABC Hotel. The three questions related to loyalty. I feel more attached to ABC Hotel. I say positive things about ABC Hotel. So these are the questions. Reflective measures. Same as customer satisfaction. I am satisfied. I recommend. I will revisit again. And these three questions related to hotel image and three questions related to 12 the perceived service quality. So total 12 questions we will ask to the hotel, the persons who are visiting the ABC Hotel.